Hello everyone and welcome back to Stevianovacookietrial in CookieRunOvenBreak with Alsroy Galcone. In this episode, I'm going to show you the gameplay of this particular cookie's super epic costume, as well as me managing to conquering the hard difficulty, aka the Rainbowrank, without the assistance from the magic candy. Yes, it turns out that it is possible to beat this particular cookie's trial without the assistance from the magic candy, which is, by the time you watch this video, is still unavailable to be purchased in the shop. Most likely that the item is finally available to be purchased right after the current event is over, as well as another update. What could that update be? Well, I have no idea for sure. At this point, it is up in Devsisters' office, basically. Anyway, if you do like this kind of content, then be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell so you will not miss out on anything that I put on this channel. Everything is free, you don't need to pay, and by subscribing you make this channel grow and flourish even more, which makes me happy so I can create more content for you to watch. I have to admit one thing though. The costume, the super epic costume that Stevianovacookietrial currently have makes her even prettier, oh my god. She's even cuter and prettier at this point. So then, let's talk about the treasure set that I'm using for this particular run. I'm using the Flowers of Hope, that's the treasure on the left side, the horse figurine, that's the treasure on the middle, and last but not least, the Panacea Puzzle, which is the treasure on the right side. So, where was I earlier? Oh yes, the possibility of beating this cookie's trial on the hard difficulty. Okay, so it turns out that it is possible to beat this particular cookie's trial in the hard difficulty, aka the Rainbowrank, without the assistance from the magic candy. Although that comes at the cost of having to max out this cookie's level as well as the pet level, which is level 15. Basically, just like Dreamweaver Cookie. So, what do I think about this particular cookie's trial after I managed to beat it? Well, I would say that in my experience, at the very least, this particular cookie's trial is actually rather simple. It might be because I've actually got accustomed to how the trial itself works. Maybe because when I did the video on this particular cookie's trial on the normal difficulty, I tried to beat it as perfect as possible, therefore I sort of know how hard the hard difficulties trial will look like. And to be honest, I was expecting it to be harder than this. I was expecting that beating this cookie's trial is as hard as beating a Beast Monarch's cookie's trial on the hard difficulty, but my expectations were way too high. Anyway, what other things that I haven't mentioned so far? Oh yeah, the music for this particular cookie's trial, I absolutely love it. Although after hearing it again and again and again, I'm not quite sure it is the best one in my opinion. Although this is my personal favorite out of every single music that came out from the Stevia Planet update. But they are all equally good. I mean, the difference between the worst and the best is quite slim in my opinion. So, the skill. Her skill involves shooting the prism that she carries during the run with a bunch of balls, and that prism will open and it will grant her lots and lots of points. Anyway, let's move on into the next part of this video, which is I'm going to conquer this cookie's trial once again, but this time with the assistance from one of the legendary treasures. So, the second and final run for this video, I'm switching out the Panacea Puzzle to the unidentified flying donut once again. I know I might sound like a broken clock at this point to tell you to use the unidentified flying donut, but hey, what will I say? This is the newest legendary treasure so far. It might be not in the near future, but when you watch this video, when this video was uploaded, it is the newest legendary treasure. Oh yes, I just remember it now. One thing to note before I end the narration part for this video is you have to pay attention to her skill because you must tap the fire button. I don't know if you can actually hold it and Stevianova will just keep firing her balls at her prisms. If that is the case, then it explains why I need to take several attempts to beat her cookie trial on the diamond rank, because I kept remembering I was doing sugar glass cookie skill in which you can hold the tap button to do the skill. In the next video, I'm going to show you all about the Teeny Pinks, the newest collaboration character that we have after so many years of not having a collaboration character since Cookie Droid, if I'm not mistaken. For those of you who are unaware, that we used to have a collaboration in this game with Hello Kitty and Cookie Droid. The last time that happened, it was 4 years ago. Anyway, that is it for today. I'm also Galcon, signing it off. Have a nice day, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.